Hey there, it's Raven Scry. Today I'm going to offer a window into a moment of time that I see as the crypto gaming run, or as one of them. So before we start, I've just recently opened up a Patreon, and I've got some beautiful people all coming together in the community there. And so if you'd like to join us over there, please do. The link is in the description below. Okay, so as I'm sure many of you are aware, I've spoken of a particular moment that, through many readings that I do, there seems to be this moment where many gaming tokens are taking off altogether. And as we know, certain parts of the market often run together in unison. Like it's like they pass the baton and it's like, now it's your turn. So what feels relevant and what's come through from spirit, and really this is, what I'm needing to work on at this time, because I feel like we're running out of time to get organized before things start to get a bit chaotic and crazy, and we need to have our little ducks all in a row. So the fact that keeps being shown to me, this point where there's a gaming run, I feel like it's important that I connect to that point on the timeline and just tune into anything that Spirit wants to give me around this moment, around this time, any clues perhaps, and we'll just go from there. Okay, so as I connect now, putting out the intention to move along the timeline to where this gaming run is taking place, and where I've seen many gaming tokens moving up in the charts, I feel as though, I move along to this point and it's like there is a fire hydrant on the side of the road. It's like one of these old red ones that's overflowing with water. Now, I've seen this visual before and I've spoken about this. But yes, it's coming in again. So there's just this sense of, a lot of water moving up and moving out, spraying. There's a lot of force coming out within what's taking place here in this scene. Now, there is reference to many little coins that are up in the air, that's like they've been lifted and shot out of the water and they're sort of floating up in the air. Now, it's interesting because the impression that I get as I connect to these little coins, it's like and you can't see me, but I can feel, it's like my hand is above my head and I'm feeling what they're speaking of. Now, one thing that is coming to mind, I've just been looking through the gaming tokens, and one project that's standing out in this vision and being shown is Karat. Karrat. I can see that's one of them. Now, I'm not going to tune too deeply into these coins as I do this. I'm just going to keep more of an energy back to be able to observe the scene, to be able to, really open up to what Spirit has to share before I go into anything more fine-tuned, essentially. So, we've got Karat. There is also this sort of light blue token that I can see. There's many tokens up here that have been pushed up and out. It's like they're flying up there in the way that the water has sprayed them up. It's like there's been a lot of force, and a lot of the time, the way that they show the momentum is through different force, and so it is like this water spraying up into the air. Okay, so we have that reference to Karat and this blue token. It actually looks a bit like Telcoin, but I don't think that's a gaming token. But I'm not going to get into my head about it. I'm going to move away. Okay, so as I'm in this scene, Spirit, where we have all of this water exploding up, and we have a gaming run. What more can you show here? They're talking about a lift here. And And they're referencing soon. And I feel like I just want to ask Spirit, is this year? I feel as though it is connected to this year. It feels like that's where we are on the timeline, a bit later on in the year. They're talking about further growth, future growth. Okay, so if we're further along this year, this is, I almost get the sense here as they connect to this that there's more than one of these that happens. Excuse me, my throat. There's more than one sort of run. It's like one explosion that takes place. But for the sake of this, we're going to stay with this one, which feels to be this year. Now, I just want to open up Spirit, and I just want to ask, is there anything more that you can show me about this run? Because, is there any details or clues on projects that are very significant to be focusing on? It's interesting too, because I mentioned the other day a T token that they keep talking about with this helicopter that goes up, and there's this reference to this as well. So, I don't know, some of these tokens, I don't know that the T token is gaming, but this is just what's coming in as I open up this space. So if it doesn't quite fit or click, just know that Spirit, sometimes has its own flow. And it won't answer directly what's being asked. Just to speak to that as we're here. So there is this propeller motion. Now it's interesting, they're showing me a spoon, and they're giving me a scene. It's like they're spoon feeding someone. There's like an old man. There's an old man sitting here. And they're spoon feeding this old man, which is kind of strange, but now it's actually turning into Geppetto, which is very strange. And it's like they're referencing now the story of Pinocchio. I think Geppetto is his maker. Now, I don't recall all the details of this tale, and some of these details in this may be very significant in regards to just details about the fairy tale and what takes place in it, but to my mind, just to step back from that, what they're showing me is Geppetto, and they're showing me this spoon-fed element. Now, it's like they're spoon-feeding him, but I'm aware that there's this extension of Pinocchio, which, if I recall correctly, he is the creator of Pinocchio. So there's some sort of exchange going on with being fed, and it's like the spoon is feeding him, but he's created Pinocchio. And of course there's this element here of telling the truth, and Pinocchio's nose grows every time he doesn't tell the truth. So there's that sort of part of the detail that has some significance there too, I feel. So in regards to this scene, Spirit, as I step back from this scene, it's like there is, it's like this chain of feeding coming through the spoon, coming through Geppetto into Pinocchio. He is responding to this. It's like the emphasis is on Pinocchio and his movements, and it's like they're wanting us to look at Pinocchio, but realize this flow in some way, realize this flow in this chain of events. Or energy exchange, I guess, of food being given to the creator, and the creator then creating from that place. Now, it's interesting the way they've gone into this story, and the more I connect to it, the more I'm going to connect into my logical mind. So I'm going to step back from it now. And I'm going to ask Spirit, in regards to this gaming run, this time in the market that there is a gaming run, is there anything else important that you can show me around this time, around energy, or around any information? Now, they're showing me a very bright sun. And I want to say, I'm seeing beach scenes. I'm seeing people in the sun. Now, of course, that, we're all from different parts of the world, so that could mean different times to different people. But there is this reference to beach, people at the beach, and this direct sunlight going on in reference to where we are on the timeline with this gaming run. Anything else that we can observe, Spirit, around this time that this gaming run takes place? It's interesting because I'm hearing October coming in, and sometimes, as I've spoken so many times, sometimes speaking directly to months and days and times, and it can certainly not work out how it's shared. Things can shift, things can change, and there can be numerous reasons why that happens. But this is directly what Spirit's giving me at this time. They're referencing October around what they're speaking of here. So really, I'm in a time window, a window of time where there is this reference to this fairy tale Pinocchio, this explosive water that is pushing up alts everywhere, it feels. And there is this reference to October here as well that they share, as well as the sun, the sun beaming down. Now, I'm just going to ask, is there anything more that we can share, that can be shared around this moment, this moment? Because I'm purposely trying not to move directly into it, into the energy of the reading, because it's almost like I'm compressing it more and more. So the more expanded I stay, and the more we put out intention and then just open up, the more I feel like it's beneficial at this time working with Spirit, because I have been fine-tuning a lot down into different projects and it's not serving at this time. So I'm really wanting to puff it out, open the energy to really allow Spirit in, because I feel like we're running out of time, is how it comes through. So anything more, Spirit, around this gaming run that can be showed or shared with the community at this time. I will look into some coins a little bit later on, but just for this today, anything more that can be shown. They're showing me a fish. And it's interesting too, because there's a fish with little streamers behind it. Now, I can't quite place where I'm seeing this, but it almost feels like it's some sort of a celebration. Is it a Chinese celebration, or is it it's got a connection to some celebratory day, is how it comes through. But there's these little fish, and they've got streamers behind them, and they're kind of in the wind, blowing in the wind. I feel like this is connection into timing quite importantly, in the way that they show this. And it's like they almost give the fish an offer, in the way they're showing it, is like a stick down attached from the fish, putting it on the timeline. So they're almost putting it in a linear way and putting it into the earth, is how they're sharing this. And it's interesting, because as they do it, it's like I'm getting a scene of playing golf, when you put the puck into the dirt, and then all these golfers' shoes with all these little pointy bits on the bottom walking on the dirt. I don't know how this is significant, but this is connected here, and this fish is grounded within time somehow into this linear timeline at this moment, is how it comes through. So I'm just going to ask now, Spirit, anything more around this gaming run, around the timeline here, any information that needs to be heard or shared that can give understandings and clues about when this is going to take place. I feel as though there's reference to this year again. And I do feel this like September, October energy around it. Now, again, please don't take me for perfection of this is going to happen on this date, but I'm just giving what I'm getting at this moment. And anything else, Spirit, that needs to be shared here. They're talking about riches, they're talking about future riches, and they're filling my heart up with this energy. And it's a golden energy. And I want to say too that it's like I'm seeing a child, like an embryo. It's like I feel as though there is this stage of creation that's taking place, but it's in gestation in the way it's shown. It's like the child in the womb that's not fully there yet, that isn't born yet. It's like they show me this child that is in the womb and coming along quite nicely. So I feel like this also is referencing where we are. It's like we're moving along there, but we're not quite there yet. And there is this beautiful, expansive heart energy, golden heart energy that fills my heart as I connect to it, and it just feels very abundant. It's like it's there. It's like I feel like I'm, in the way they show it, it's like as I connected more to this energy, and I feel like I've spoken about this energy in the previous video about insights around crypto, this golden energy. It feels almost Egyptian, but it's like I'm sitting in like a tub of golden coins now. That's how I'm feeling. It's like this energy extends itself into actual, gold, if you like. It's like it's manifesting into riches, and it's through this heart energy. So it's very beautiful in the way that it feels. Okay, I'm just going to ask Spirit any last things they want to share around this moment that they feel may be useful. They're tapping on the heart. I feel as though this is the message, and it's like, let the riches in. They're saying, let the riches in. It's like you have to allow them in. It's like you have to open up to let the riches in. So that's the message that Spirit wishes to leave with us. Now I will look into some coins more deeply, and I'm going to do that over in the Patreon because there's many people suggesting many different coins. And I think where there's about 10 that are being very focused on. And you guys who are listening that are in the Patreon group, I'm just coming out of that journey, so I'm a little bit like, woo, okay, let's get into the flow of the normal linear logical headspace. Let's try and connect in. I'm a little bit hazy, but you guys, a lot of the ones that you mentioned there was a lot of love hearts next to the main ones. We had a lot of Gala, Eng, Karat, actually, Alluvium, Star Atlas, Miria, Beam, Super, Naka, Based and Ronan. These were some of the top ones that were suggested. So I'm going to look over some of those more deeply, tune into Spirit with what they're, making me feel more gravitated to, and then do some more in-depth readings on those tokens. So if you'd like to join us over there in Patreon, please do so via the link below. And otherwise, I'll be back with more videos very soon, and it's exciting times. Many blessings to you all. Raven Scry signing off.